Okay. Yep, we're live.
Awesome.
Yay!
Live. Pixie live.
Pixie live. Right. Let me try to get onto it on my iPad as well, so I'll actually be able to see.
Right, I'm here. Oh, we were live and I put that on. So, okay.
Right.
So we'll just have that in shot there.
I'm not seeing anything.
No, you will in a minute. So we've, there's a couple of people on, it's probably me and you, but we're early. So, all right.
I had to
You got
press
any
the
comments? Okay.
Right, so we are early. Okay.
So Amy's on, I think.
I can see Michaela.
Hi there.
This might be a bit behind. It is way behind.
Yeah, and okay, so because of what we're doing tonight, we've had to have a funny angle.
Yeah.
We don't normally do this sort of angle, so you'll have to bear with us. We're trying out something new to launch something new, which could go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
But it's Nailchemy, so we'll have fun with it, whatever the situation. So, hi everyone.
Hey everyone that's joining. I'm not seeing comments very quickly, so if
That's
I
right,
miss
they
you,
are coming up. They are coming up. So Karen says, "Hi, hey, what's in the box?"
What's in the box?
We're going to find out what's in the box in a minute.
Yeah.
So it isn't quite 7 o'clock yet. We've gone early. Hi, Shana.
We've gone early because
Hi,
we're both
Georgia.
nervous.
Yeah, so we just wanted to make sure we were up and running so we could just get started and then everybody can join us, and we're here waiting for everyone when 7 o'clock comes. So it is now 7. So
Okay.
anybody that's being sneaky and thinking, I'm going to go check the website, I haven't put them live yet on the website, so there's nothing to see quite yet.
We could do a little clue now, can't we? Before we show, should we do a little? I
So
don't know.
I'm going to just hit a share button and share the live onto my feed. I'm going to share it onto my
If anyone can
story.
give us a share, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'd absolutely really appreciate it if everybody could just give us a share. Hi, Fee.
Hi, Fee. Can you talk a wee bit louder? Oh, it might be my phone.
Yeah, it's a little bit further away from us
Yeah,
than normal,
it's a
isn't
bit
it? So,
further.
sorry about that.
Sorry.
We will try and speak up.
Yeah, if you really can't hear us say, and we'll have
Kick the
to
bin.
kind of move things around and
Lee, what email? Lee Edson, haven't got an email yet. Which email? What were you expecting?
what email?
You'll have to remind me. It's been crazy busy this week, so
Hi everyone
just
that's
give us a
joining.
hello, Mum.
Hi Mum.
Okay, so
Are we ready?
I think we are. Hi, Chloe. Then we'll get started. It's very
So-
quiet. Why is it quiet?
I don't know. Is it something I've done on my phone? No, Don, let me
No, I
have a
don't
look.
think so. So what's that, Amanda? Amanda says she's an Asda.
Let me see if I
don't know if
Right.
turning that up does anything.
I don't know.
Michaela says you are quiet.
I'll try to scoot a little bit. Oh God.
What if can we bring this a little closer and I'll tilt it down a little bit so it's closer to us
We
talking?
can't tilt it.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, let me do.
Try and bring it a bit closer. And then we'll see
How about that?
the new release. I was joking. You said about our website. So that'll be, the email's coming out at past. So
Yeah.
you're going to see it before then. We're going to show you it before then, I promise you. So,
Okay, I'm really hoping that's a better kind of shot. It looks okay to me, but I'm not 100%. So let's hope it is. And I'm just making sure I can see comments. Yes, I can see comments. Are we ready? I think there's enough of us on now.
I think there is. Let's go.
Let's go. So, introducing the Pixie.
The Pixie is here.
Okay, so this has taken nearly
Well, 7 months.
7 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this in. We sent it out to our a few of our ambassadors to give it a bash and try it, and we all loved it. So
here it is.
Here it is. So I'm
The Nailchemy
hoping
Pixie.
this it's going to be in shot. I'm hoping. But I can't see it on my picture yet, so...
Yeah, we're a bit behind. It's still not on mine yet. So, how many of you...
Oh, I got it in the right place.
Yeah, perfect. How many of you have found full cover tips a bit of a faff? You need 3 hands or something like that, just so you've got the tip held and the client's not moving around, and the lamp, you've got to switch the lamp on and off, all that sort of stuff, all in one bit. It's like you've got to be an octopus.
So when we first started and we launched our first full cover tips, we brought out our little Nailchemy lamps like this, which were great, and they're fine,
served the purpose, didn't they?
You tend to hold it, or get your client to hold it, or try to hold it in your teeth.
Yeah,
I've done that. And then we thought, hold on, we're going to get smart, and we brought this one in.
Yeah.
So we got the stand, which was great because you could position your client underneath, but you were still having to kind of press this on or leave it on and sort of swing your client into position.
Yeah.
So it was always a bit of an issue. We didn't want a lamp that was all in one, because we wanted to be able to have like the option of just holding the lamp for when you're doing kind of nail art and stuff like that.
The box.
So
box.
This is why we have
the Pixie was born, wasn't it?
Pixie. Okay, so
I'm super excited, as you can probably tell.
Kind of don't disappear on us, because this isn't the end of it. This is just one part of the whole Pixie system. Okay, this is a system. So
we've got the Pixie box.
So inside you get your little instructions.
Yeah.
And you get, this one's
these
really
are tough.
tough to get out.
When you're getting these out, they're in there, all right?
And they're held in really tight. So you get a little kind of bit like this. I'll show you in a minute. And then you get the actual torch itself. I'm going to demonstrate all this so you can see what's going on with it. And then the most important bit is...
Hi Trevor, we haven't at the moment.
We are looking.
We are looking for sure.
And then the most important bit, foot pedal.
Yeah. Or, as some of our ambassadors and content creators have pointed out, elbow pedal. So, it's a foot pedal, but you can use it multiple ways.
Yeah. Today when we're kind of demonstrating it, I'm going to have this on the table so you can see it working. But when I work with this goes underneath the table. And you're going to be able to control your lamp as you work with the foot pedal. It's really nice and easy. So let me show you. Okay?
And you get a USB-C charger, so it meets all the latest EU regs for charging for... I'm not in shot, am I?
Yeah.
No, right, so yeah, it meets all the latest EU regs with a USB-C charger. It's got a standard USB port for this end, so you can plug it into anything and charge it. Doesn't take long to charge, just a couple hours, and then it'll last probably for about 8 hours during the day.
And the really great thing with this as well is that once it's charged, you don't have to have plugged in on your desk, so you haven't got all those wires.
Yeah.
Which can be a bit of a nightmare, because we've got our lamps and our...
so many cables.
Yeah, cables everywhere, but not with this. So this one's fully adjustable. You can kind of put it wherever you want. And my favourite bit, and this is going to seem really sad, is this. It's magnetic. Okay.
So it just slots on. You can take it off.
And I love the fact that you can do this. Okay. Literally, when we had the first sample come in, I sat and did this for nearly 5 minutes because I just thought, that's just really nice.
It's so cool.
Do you know what I mean? It is really nice.
There are so many amazing things about the Pixie. The features of it, the technical aspects of it, there's just, all of it is epic.
Yeah. And if you're a Nailchemy tech and you use multiple products, so say you use our builder gels, our aura, our hard gels, any of those systems, you can flash cure with this. Yeah. Okay. So if you're doing dual forms, this is phenomenal for kind of doing dual forms.
Yeah.
If you're doing some artwork, or if you're doing that crazy French and the weather is like this.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it's been hot, and your gels are just that little bit more runny, and you do that beautiful French, and by the time you've done the second one, you're seeing it's just moving and it's not clean. Don't worry about it. Chuck it under Pixie. give her a flash, and then go on to the next one.
One nail at a time, isn't it?
One nail at a time,
And
and
you can
everything's
just-
crisp without having to go back and forward into your bigger lamp.
So before you go and show that bit, shall I take them through?
Yeah.
So
David did the
let me
technical QVC.
let me just show you what you can do. So up here you've got your timings, so you can choose which time you actually want to have it on. I just want to make sure I'm in shot still. Am I in shot still?
Yeah, you will be if you're in
So
front there.
if you press the button there, you can see it's got 20 seconds, 5 seconds, a 10-second timer. You can then leave it on whichever one you want to use it on, and it will remember that that is the time you chose, okay? So you don't have to keep changing the time every time, it doesn't reset, everything's cool. And then literally press the button and 20 seconds. When you press it off, if you quickly noticed, it says P8 and that shows you the battery power. So that tells you how much battery's left. There we go, done my bit.
One of the other things we should say as well is the LED in there.
Oh yeah.
It is magnified
Five times,
yeah. Which means off of that, just kind of that little LED in there, you're getting a really nice, powerful cure as well.
About 8 hours of use, but not continuous use, Trevor.
You can plug it in and use it
Yep.
should it run out.
You can literally plug the stand in and the Pixie will charge on the stand as well. So if you've got a USB port nearby,
Or
you
a
can just
power
literally plug
bank
it in.
even.
Yeah,
If
or
you've got a
that's
power
it.
bank, you could
Yeah.
even put it into that if needs
Yeah.
be. So we've got our,
nearly.
don't knock it. So all you do is, I set it off for 15 a minute. Yeah, hold on.
What'd you do?
I've pressed the wrong bit, hold on. There we go. Right.
Well, it's still on.
Oh, what if I press? Uh-oh. I pressed something wrong too.
Let me see.
There you go.
There you go. So the switches are super sensitive as well, actually.
Yeah.
So you don't need to like crush it with your foot. It's just a light
Yeah,
tap.
it's just a really,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit heavy-handed as well, which doesn't help. So when you're working on your client, this is a great thing. So if I pretend I'm doing Dave's nails, I've got him here. We usually have to kind of swing our clients across to our lamp.
Yeah.
With this, we can just hold in position. It means I can use both my hands as well. So I can, if we've got like sidewalls to bring back when I'm placing the nail tip on, I don't have to go, can you touch the lamp for me? Or can you sort of move this way? And when you're moving, sometimes
There's
you
a
get,
chance, isn't there?
you get that, you might get the tip for a certain way, or you might get
Show the light. You didn't show the light.
air bubble and stuff like that. I know, it's weird because I keep wanting to do it with my foot. There we go. And look, well, straight away I would be in the right position to be doing this.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier.
Doing pink. I've done that
McKenna, I
before.
think we did that before,
Yeah,
didn't
I
we?
definitely did that before. So, so this just gives you so much freedom. Cause I love pressing the button like that. Off, on, off, on, off.
Disco.
And it's all pedal. It's all pedal controlled. So it's super, super easy. And we'll show you lots of We'll show this in a minute.
We're gonna go back
but there's
to
more to
this.
show you that comes out tonight. We're launching so much tonight. The
The-
Pixie's the first part, isn't it?
The one thing we decided as soon as we knew how good Pixie was is that we wanted to kind of upgrade on everything we had. So shall I show
Show
the
the
kit first?
Yeah.
So the kit that you get now, what's in the box?
So this is the box. Okay?
This is the box. We brought out a few things. So inside the kit you get your etching tool, and we make sure you've got some files in here, the basic stuff that you're going to need. And also a nail prep, 'cause it's really important.
Yeah.
You need good nail prep. But we've also brought in products to go alongside of this. Now, this is one of my favourites, which I will show you in a minute. And this is the Nailchemy Pixie Tip Primer. So what this actually does is it helps to etch the underneath of the nail.
What's
So
wrong with my video?
you get that
I can't see.
perfect kind of adhesion, okay? this works so well. We've got lots of videos that are going to be going up so you can kind of see this in action, but I'm going to show you tonight and hopefully be able to pick it up on camera.
There we go. My video paused on my phone for some reason.
And then we've also brought in the Nailchemy tip adhesive. So what we've done here is we've used a formula that's soak off, because we all want a nice soak off. But this is really strong. It's going to hold that tip on. Your clients are going to get a nice 3 weeks wear out of it. When they come back, this has been designed as well, so you can do an infill. Now, we don't recommend doing more than 2 because of the balance of the nail and stuff like that. But this stuff is amazing, okay? It's really phenomenal. So when they come back in for an infill, follow the right procedures. You can actually just go over the top with this, and the nail is going to look as beautiful as the day you put it on.
And it's hammer-free as well.
Yeah, it's
Hammer-free, TPO-free.
Then we've got our little instructions in there as well, and we've also brought out, because some of you might have seen, we brought out some consultation cards not long ago. So we've actually designed some pixie tip record cards. These are a lifesaver insofar as when your client comes in for the first time, you're going to write down what kind of tips they want, what sizes they want. This means you can prep before your client even walks in the door. So if I've got Dave coming in next week and he wants to go for a short almond, I can get his card out, have a look, see which tips I need to use on him. I can prep those tips in advance and everything. So you're saving even more time.
Hi, Linda.
Okay, so this is everything you get in the box. We're going to go back to it.
So this is our kit.
This is our
the
kit.
Complete kit you get. However,
there is something else you get in there.
just one more thing.
Right, let me move this out of the way
Okay.
because this desk is spinning out.
So remember, so we've got the kit on the website. It comes with the pixie and the fancy kit box.
Yes, Wendy, it's hammer-free, sweet.
Yeah, and also you get your choice of brand new Nailchemy
Pixie tips.
soft gel full colour tips, and we've got lots of different shapes and sizes.
So I'm going to open these really carefully because it seems to be every time I open one I go to chuck it all over the shop. So the great thing about these, well, the one thing I love is that you actually get some half sizes in this as well.
Yeah, there's 14 different sizes in there.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes a huge difference because everybody's fingers vary.
Yeah.
You can still tailor these. Not every tip is going to fit someone perfectly, so you can tailor these. But they are absolutely fantastic. Now, this one's open because I'm an almond girl. I'm also an almond short girl because I can't wear long nails. So this is our almond, but we've also got...
Right, so in almond we've got short, medium and long.
Yeah, and I'll show you these in a minute as well. So
Almond, medium,
there's our medium,
almond, long.
and there's our long. Okay.
And then
we've got our square short. Okay, square medium. These are lovely. I do love these square ones actually. Then we've got a nice round short. I'm hoping this is still in shot.
Yeah, it should be right, yeah.
Okay. We've got a beautiful ballerina short as well. And then, of course, the stiletto medium. Now, this is the sizes we have and the shapes we have at the moment, but we will be adding more to the Pixie system as we go. And we are hoping very shortly that you're going to actually be able to buy refill bags for these as well.
Yeah, so on our next delivery of tips, we will have refill bags.
Yeah, which is going to be great because...
in all sizes.
Yeah, you sometimes it'll just be that most of your clients are a size 4, 5 and 6. So you may just need to order more of those, but the rest you won't go through quite as quickly. So yeah.
So those will be available on the website in our next round of tips delivery. All right. So we're hoping that you guys will sell us out super quick. We'll order some more tips, and then we'll have refills straight off the bat.
Would you like me to
Should we
show
just open
you?
the boxes quickly and just
Open the box.
very quickly? Do you want me to
I
help
can
unwrap?
probably put it on my nail as well, so you can kind of see it on the nail. Right, let's get the. Oh, we should have.
Unwrapping.
We should have repeated this a little bit, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I'll sort it.
Alright.
Yeah, you start showing. I'll start opening. Oh, they're all open now. There we go. So whichever way you want to do it.
If I just start with a square short.
Hi Jen, yeah, you're so lucky. You're
Hi,
going to be one of
Jen.
the first people to get the Pixie kit because we shipped it today for you for winning the competition.
So I've just gone for, this is the square, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this. If I do that, you may be able to, I gotta wait till this comes in shot now,
Yeah,
so
I'm not
you
sure
see if you can see.
Maybe put that behind. Would that be better?
You can
darker?
see it all right,
Yeah?
actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the square, and I'm just picking up a size 4 because I know on the size 4.
Thanks, Trevor.
The square medium going like slightly longer with this one. And the really great thing is you can kind of tailor these as well. So let me just get that one. Ooh.
So also to say, so
There
the
we go.
Pixie kit is a complete kit, okay?
A complete kit.
So you get, on the website, you go on there, and when you go onto the kit page, you get to choose which tips. You get one box of tips in your kit,
Yeah.
and you can choose which ones you want to put in your kit. And then they'll come packed in that beautiful gift box along with your Pixie
Yeah.
and everything else that's in the kit.
So this is the round short. Now, this is probably what I would go for.
You actually love a round, don't you?
I love a round.
Yeah.
I just think that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but they're not overly short either, are they?
No.
So you do get a good length with them
Yeah.
still.
And like all full cover tips, we know we can alter them when they're
Yeah.
on the client, because there's, I mean, you've all been there, you've done a nice set of tips on someone and they've picked up their phone, they go, oh, I can't text, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to type, think I need them shorter. So you can tailor these. So this is our stiletto medium. Although I would definitely have problems working with these.
Yeah. But actually, again,
It's really lovely.
but not ridiculously long, are they?
No.
You know, so I'd still say that was very wearable. I think, did Georgia have those on? Did she have almond long on?
I'm not
I
sure.
can't remember. But yeah, I mean, as a stiletto, that's not too bad at all.
And I actually like a bit of a tapered square look to my nails, because my nails are quite wide.
So Trevor's asked, are the tips thinner near the cuticle area?
Yes, they are.
So they're slightly tapered, aren't they?
Yeah,
at the
they're
back?
slightly tapered at the back, so the apex and C-curve is already in there for you. But it is just, I'm trying to bend it so you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's really quite thin.
Yeah, it is very thin at the back
So-
there, yeah. So it's going to blend super easy, isn't it?
Do you know, you ain't going to have to do a lot of
Right.
blending with this.
Yeah.
By the time you buffed it,
Yeah,
it's nice and smooth.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I personally with this would probably put the stiletto on, chunk the top off, and just use it as more of a tapered square, because that's kind of the shape that I
Yeah.
like. But I like a
Yeah.
real pointed tapered square, if that makes
And a
sense.
bit of angle on it.
Kirsty's just asked about refills. Yes, we're going to be doing refills.
Yeah, on the next batch of tips that come in, we'll definitely have refill bags.
Oh, this is the long almond. If I can get it open, there we go. Oh yeah, no, I definitely do myself a little bit of damage with this. Look at that.
Yeah,
But this is a really
gosh.
nice length, actually.
yeah.
And imagine the nail art you can kind of do on
Oh,
this
you
as
could
well.
do some amazing nails
Oh.
with those, couldn't you?
Yeah, some 3D work and
Yeah,
stuff like that would
yeah.
be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things we haven't covered with the tips as well is for any of you that do produce tips to send out.
Oh yeah.
These are great. These are absolutely great.
Yeah, so what are they called?
Press-ons.
Press-ons, yeah.
Yeah, so press-on tips, you can use these. These would be really, really nice.
Yeah, so get your client size and everything sorted out as you would normally, and then just go through and...
This is a ballerina. Do you know, I might put that one on in a minute, because
You're going for a ballerina?
I
Ooh,
might
you're
go
almond.
for a ballerina. Why not? Look at
Ooh.
that. How gorgeous is that?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jordan.
I'm going to keep these this side of the table for a minute.
Oh, all right, okay. Have you got the other bags for the other tip boxes over there somewhere?
I chucked them on the floor.
Okay, we'll do them in a minute.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I'm
but
getting
I was-
flashbacks to my Dave's deals that time where everything was on the floor.
I'm kind of thinking that I
You all right?
get
Do you want me
to...
to do that? Show got the nails out. Do you want me to? You got it?
Yeah,
Okay, sure? Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
I'm thinking
So
I
I've got
might...
visions of tips.
I think I should maybe keep these in the trainer ring.
Oh, really?
Which I'll explain why I'm going to keep these in the trainer room in a minute. So, this one, if I can grab one, is the almond medium.
And again, nice length.
Do you know, I really like, I wish
Yeah.
I could wear that length. I don't think I could get away with it, but I do like that length. That is really nice. And then my go-to, and it is my go-to because this is what I wear if I'm wearing my nails with a bit of length, is the almond short. Because I just absolutely love this.
Yeah, so that's just spot on, isn't it? Can you
Yeah.
hold the bottom so we can see the length of the tip?
Yeah, so if I kind of do that,
Yeah.
it's
That's
a really,
really
it's
lovely.
a workable length, I think.
Do you know what I call that? A good length natural nail size.
Yeah.
So if you've got clients that's got like really nice natural nail length, that's probably about as far out as they want to go to be
Yeah.
safe and not damage them and that sort of thing. That's a great sort of length. to
Nick
work
said
with.
this should be demoed on you, really. And
Yeah,
actually,
but the tips don't fit me because I've got too big. My nail plates are too big. Trust me, I've scaled the biggest one and it don't fit.
I'll
I'm
jump on
massive.
a live at some point,
I'm like a
and
gorilla.
if you have got really large nail beds like Dave has, I'll show you a really cool trick where you can cut one of these in half, place it back together, and still do a full set. Okay?
I'm not doing it tonight.
We're not doing it tonight though, because
No,
we've got too much to
we've still
show
got
you.
other stuff to show you still.
One of the things that's not going to be clear because we're not very close on these, with most tips, the actual
yeah.
number is at the top.
Yeah.
It drives me absolutely crazy because when I've got a set on
Thanks, Jenny.
myself, I tend to kind of go underneath and I can feel the number. The number on these are actually down the bottom, okay? So they're just down the bottom here. So much easier because you're not going to see that. Otherwise, I'm a bit of a picker. I don't know about anyone else, so I kind of tend to sit there, and if I can feel that little bit underneath, yeah, I'm taking that off.
So
like,
for anybody that missed the start of the live,
yeah,
this little beauty is what it's really all about.
this is
our magic.
our pixie
So
band.
if you can see Hayley, bring that just there,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, just about there.
You'd obviously have this on the floor.
This
or
is your foot pedal.
if you've got a client that really just wants to play with a pedal, then maybe you put it in front of them and go press. But most of the girls that already have these, they say like it's really good kind of to put it sort of
Yeah,
under
just
an
have it up on
elbow.
your... Yeah,
Because you
and
still
you can
got
still
both
hold your
hands.
client. I'll be client.
You'll be client.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get to it.
Oh, which one do you want? So almond shorts or
Yeah.
ballerina?
Just give me kind of.
Okay. You're going to have to probably pick one of the biggest ones, even for my little finger.
I reckon you're number one.
I don't know. Oh no, that's maybe a little bit too big.
See?
Oh, see?
So maybe
So I'm a 2.
we'll go number 2.
But that's on my little finger, bear in mind, so you've
Yeah.
got not much scale for
Really
going
big
up.
hands.
Yeah.
So say I've done all of the prep work on Dave. I basically put a little bit of our tip adhesive in here, and then
I remember, you've got to put a tip adhesive on the nail first, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so what I'm doing is I'm supporting the finger from underneath. I'm using these 2 fingers to kind of pull back those side walls, because that's going to protect you from kind of getting product on the skin, which we definitely don't want. And then we touch the tip down. We're going not right up against the cuticle, just in front. Slowly go down like that.
Yeah,
And
what
that
you'll
would be the
see-
correct place. So
We've got some great videos coming to show this off close up, haven't we?
yeah, because you want
Where-
that close up.
Where you see the actual gel
Yeah.
moving down through the nail plate.
I'm just getting this in
Oh, right,
position
okay.
so you can kind of see where my elbow is. So you can get that one fixed on and then press. Keep it held just under the lamp, making sure there's no air bubbles and it's straight. And then once it's cured, I think we've got
We
this
set it
on
for 20, don't we?
20 seconds. 10 seconds is usually enough,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
Yeah.
The only time I've used 20 is for if I'm using Aura,
Yeah.
and I just want to give it a bit of a extra oomph.
Yeah.
That obviously wouldn't come away. That would be then stuck, and we're on straight to the next one. So if I've prepped all these nails beforehand, it's literally pick up the next nail, bit of tip adhesive, like that, get it into the right position, push down, make sure no air bubbles are about, hit the foot
Actually, we're out
pedal.
of position a little bit here.
Yeah.
You just got to be in, keep your positioning
Yep.
all the time. You don't have to move your client. Because often I've seen people, they're like pulling their client over because they've got a fixed torch or a lamp that they have to turn on before their client
I
even goes
literally,
near it. Yeah.
I'm like this.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of trying to like move
That's
them
the thing,
around
isn't
and
it?
get them in that perfect position.
It's so crazy sometimes. You watch them and they're all fixed and they're not like, they're not dynamic like this, where you can
No.
just choose when you want the lamp on and off without having to lose control of what you're doing with your client.
And there's nothing worse than if you've got the nail like positioned and there's no air bubbles and it looks perfect, and then you move them and you don't
Yeah.
realise that you've done that with a tip.
Just twisted it slightly. Oh,
And then you go,
can you imagine?
oh, and it's an absolute nightmare because you think straight away,
Yeah,
it's no good.
yeah.
I'm going to have to take that one off, remove it and redo it. And then you're cutting down on time. So let's talk about times with these as well. So for a full set of these from prep to application, you're looking at about 40 to 45 minutes. And you can do a whole set complete with colour. And I'm just talking flat colour, I'm not talking nail art and stuff like that. In about an hour. Now obviously, if you're doing a lot of nail art and stuff like that, yes, it's going to take longer. But this is a really quick system, and there is a certain amount of the work that you could prep beforehand, which is great. The really nice thing is you can use the torch off the stand as well. So if you're doing kind of nail art and you just want to kind of give it a
Just
bit of a
flash
flash,
if you want to, but you can still you can still use it on the stand with the pedal as well.
Yeah.
Because again, your client's not going to be out of the way, and you can just carry on working and just go flash. That's that layer cured. Move on to the next layer.
Yeah. And one of the things I wanted to show you as well, and this is really important, is we've got
That
quite.
was 2. Yeah.
This is quite important because we've got a few of our tutors actually on the live. So if you're tutors, say hi. We have got and it's a really comprehensive.
Stacey's just asked the question.
Oh,
Perfect
wow.
timing.
Stacey, and this one's for you. We do have the Nailchemy full cover tip diploma.
It's fully accredited.
This is fully accredited with the Guild and ABT.
Yeah. It's going to be available in person and online.
Yeah. So the training we can get arranged for you. We're not launching a training actually until Monday because we've been, as you can imagine.
Later than Monday.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
need a little bit of time to sort it all out. It'll be next week.
But we're going to be launching the training, so we've got quite a few educators across the UK. So if you want to do this, you can do this online as well if you couldn't get one to one of our educators. So if you're interested, get yourself, email.
Yeah, pop us an email if you're interested in a Pixie course. One thing I will say though is, because Hayley's not mentioned it, she has worked so hard to get this done for today so that she had an accredited course ready to launch with Pixie. She has not stopped.
No.
She's been working 12, 14, 16 hour days to get this course absolutely spot on. It's the best course she's ever written. It's just so full of everything you need.
Yeah, we had training can be done online. You've gone, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
With this training course, we did have a full cover tip training course that we produced last time.
Yeah.
But with Pixie, there's so many tips and tricks, and there's so much I wanted you to know, because like fitting any kind of tip, there is a skill to it. So in this course, we go through everything you need to know: health and safety, business. We look at the anatomy and physiology of using the lamp and the system itself, the chemistry behind it, the application, the infill, all of the pathologies. So this is a very intense course, but it has all of the information you would need. Now, you're all nail techs, so a lot of this stuff you might already know, but there may be stuff in here that you go, oh, Yeah, I forgot about that. So this course does cover pretty much everything, and we can arrange kind of online one-to-ones. We're hoping in the next couple of months to be running these from HQ as well.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Course-wise, prices, Tabitha, we've not set a price. That's why we're launching next week. Only because I would like to find a way to build the kit into the course and get you all a really good deal.
Yeah. Because at the moment the kit's $129.99 plus the VAT.
Yeah.
But that'll come with free shipping anyway, so that, you don't have to worry about
free
the shipping on that
yeah.
one. But then with the course bundled on top, we need to figure that price out so we can make it affordable and cost effective for everybody, so that you get a great deal, and you know, we can still run the business and everything else, and the tutors get paid for it.
And we want to set it up on the website as well, because if you guys go, right, I'm buying the kit, I'm buying the Pixie kit, and then you go, I want to do a course in a couple of weeks' time, we want it so that you can purchase just the course online. We're also going to be offering this as a conversion at some point as well, if you've already done a full cover tip course. So yeah, we've got a few things to sort out in that regards, but if you are interested, just email courses@nailchemy.co.uk and we'll get back to you and give you kind of all the details. And I promise you, with this training, you're not going to have the problems of these popping off and stuff like that. We will show you how to put these on. So you get those weeks and weeks and weeks of wear out of it, and then you get the infills. They're going to be solid for an infill. You're not going to get clients losing these tips. And the great thing is, with all of our tutors, we're going to show you the tips and tricks and things that you don't even think about doing. And we're going to have lots of lives on this as well, because one of the things I love doing is actually painting underneath the nail with kind of, you know, your hocus pocus and like your really like amazing glitters, and then applying and then painting kind of a dark black over the top and going matte for me, so that when I turn my hands over it's like sparkle matte. So we'll be showing you how to do all kinds of things for that.
I broke my live again. It paused again. I don't know what I do.
Lucy, course-wise, the course is a day and a half, but it's not. There is a lot of reading with this. So obviously there's home learning for this side of things. The day and a half is all for complete practical training. Why we do a day and a half is because we do a day where it's very intense. You're learning how to do this and make sure everything's okay. On the half day, it's a bit of a refresh if needed, or if you're unclear about anything. And then we do your assessment, okay? Just to make sure you're confident and you've got no worries. We wouldn't want to send you out into the industry not feeling confident with this. So,
Are there any prerequisites to the course?
There is a prerequisite, and we have put on there that you do need to have gel polish. I do think...
Yeah, so you need to understand UV curing,
Yeah, you need to understand the UV curing. Don't worry, it is in the manual, so you haven't got to worry that much.
But having an understanding is better. Just makes it quicker, doesn't it? To get on with it,
So you would need the gel polish qualification if you didn't already have it. But then if you wanted to do your gel polish, or even the gel polish conversion, and then the Pixie full cover tips, we can arrange that as well. Any of the training that we offer through Nailchemy Academy, we can tailor for you. So never be scared to kind of pop us an email, and we'll get that sorted for you straight away.
Work things through and organise something.
I should get this out of the way, shouldn't I? I've still got so much to show you guys. Thank you for staying with us. Okay, so
what else is there?
I'm just going to show the primer.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, you're going to show the tip primer works. I'm
going to put that there, and I'm going to hopefully get in a position where you can see me.
Do you need the box?
Let's do that in a minute, and then I've got everything I need.
Okay.
So I just need to make sure I'm in a position where you guys are going to be able to see this. So kind of shout me if you can. But don't worry too much, because if you want to see the tip primer working, we have some amazing videos from
from the team. The
team that
content
are
creators have
just-
done so well, haven't they, to create some
Yeah.
stuff. And Amy Emman as well, one of our ambassadors, helped out superbly.
So with the tip primer, what you're going to do is you're just going to go into the tip. You don't need to prime the whole tip, just where the tip is going to touch the natural now, okay? So we're going to take some, and I'm just going to brush it on across the tip. Okay, and I kind of scrub a little bit and just make sure I'm scrubbing that whole section. Now we're just going to let that air dry, okay? That's all we need to do, let it air dry. So you could do this before the client even came. Nice and easy.
Would you have to take care to make sure there was no dust or bits like hairs and fluff and stuff like that? Because this is going to get sticky now, isn't it, with the primer on?
The one thing I will say is if you get like a little Tupperware box, that's what I use. It's in mine. I should have brought it in. You can actually lay them in the Tupperware box and take them out when the client gets there already prepped.
Cool.
Or you can wait until the client comes in to do this. It takes seconds to do. So I don't think you're going to be able to see this very well on camera. We kind of need... Kenny's got one of those really cool gadgets, which is like macro lens, and you can see it, but it just dulls and etches the inside. Now, if I'm doing these on me, I'll be quite honest.
So, right. There's, here we go. So here's the questions that are coming in. Do you need to etch it?
Okay. Most of the time, for most people that are not too hard wearing on their nails, you don't need to etch it. You can just use the tip primer. I am terrible on my nails. I'm the one that opens Coke cans and kind of uses pro nails as tools. So what I tend to do is...
What's that? Yeah.
I'm going to create dust, so let's get a piece of that there. I will actually use my etching tool with a 180 or 240 grit for inside the tip. So I'm hoping I'm in shot, and you just kind of etch the area you need to etch. So this is what I would do if I'm doing mine, and I am doing mine in a minute to show you. So I'm prepping the tip. Okay, so you can see, I'm hoping you can see that that's etched. Okay, I then use a little brush just to get the dust out, so I know the etch is perfect on that now. And I actually then go in with a tip primer as well, so that I know I haven't missed any little shiny bit that's going to cause me problems.
Right, so even though that's gone shiny now, you've put the tip primer on, you're still going to have that roughness underneath that, aren't you? Because you've just scratched into the tip.
And you can still see all the etching, but it's giving me kind of that sticky, gooey kind of...
Bring it up a bit. Can you see it if it's closer?
Let me... Oh, I'm hoping you can see that. You might have to put round the other side of the camera and see if you can see it.
I think
put me in the right position, maybe.
Yeah. So up a bit. Yeah, perfect.
So you can kind of see that it's etched and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm not actually going to apply this. Please keep asking questions because we're here to answer them.
Yeah. I'm going to try and keep an eye on all the comments, although you guys have been so interactive tonight. They've just been buzzing past, so thank you so much for all the questions.
And because we know Dave likes flashing the
love
light
pressing the
on
button.
and off,
Yay!
I'm going to put Dave in charge just so I can kind of make sure I'm in the right position.
Shall I hold that there so they can see me press it?
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay.
I like it.
So, my cuticles are awful. I would really work on these cuticles, but I'm not going to go kind of over the top with this tonight. I'm just going to kind of show you the application. So I've got our etching tool. This one, unlike the one I've just chucked over there, has a 240 grit little pad on it. So, whoa, I'm hoping I'm in shot.
If you bring it up, just bring it up closer. I've just put my finger in front of the camera. Sorry, everyone.
Like that. Okay, so I'm going to kind of push everything back I then used a 220 buffer to kind of really gently go over the nail. You are not thinning the nail with this. You have to be so gentle. We're just removing shine, okay? Once we've done that, I'm going to take my etching tool and I'm going to etch the side walls, not very much. Kind of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then around the bottom. They're going to be your areas that lift the most. So just make sure you get a really good etch on that.
I love that etching tool gets right down in those sidewalls.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it? It's
and you
so
can
good.
guarantee you haven't got any kind of cuticle left that's going to cause problems with the actual extension itself.
So the one you get in the kit comes with all the grit sizes,
yeah,
doesn't it?
which is great because there's a lot of different things you can do with different grits when it comes to these nails as well. Now you can, very carefully, if you wanted to, I've used the buffer, but this is a 240 and it's perfectly safe to use over the natural nail. You can actually buff the entire nail.
So quick as well, isn't
with the etching tool, really quick, nice and easy. So put that right out of the way.
I've got a bit of cleanse there, but it's not.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not ready.
So if I I'm just going to dust that off.
Do you want to put some in here? A decanter.
It's okay. Now usually, if you pass me that one day.
Yeah, that's a cleanse.
Yeah. I keep my cleanse in one of these, and what I do next is I actually just push down like that, so the cleanse is on my brush, so that I can do that and just get rid of the dust and cleanse at the same time.
Saves you using the pad, doesn't it?
Yeah. If you're using a pad, always remember, never do this and bring it forward, because you're removing oils from the skin there and drawing them onto the nails. So we want to push back and make sure we're getting all the dust out of those side walls, okay? So we're doing this really quick, really quick. Next thing I want to do is go in with my nail prep.
I'm like a child waiting to press the button.
I know, I can feel your anticipation. So all over the natural nail, okay, don't kind of soak the entire skin with it, and kind of pull back that edge and just go along that free edge as well, because we tend to forget about that sometimes, and it needs a little bit of dehydrating as well. Once that's done, we're ready to go in with our tip adhesive. Now when you apply this, we only need a thin layer. We don't need a great big gloopy layer. Okay, and we're gonna kind of start here, push towards the cuticle line, like fan that brush, let it push out, pull down, get to your side walls. Okay, and then wipe as much as you can off of the brush.
Kelly's asking if we can zoom in a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
Right, I'm going to try.
And
Right, you're going to have to come back towards you a little bit.
like there?
Yeah, that's cool, because you're right at the top now as well. Yeah, you've got space to come down a little bit if you want.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm scrubbing this into the nail, because remember we etched it, so it's got all those little etchings in, so let's scrub it and make sure that it's all in the right place. Remember, pull back and kind of go along that free edge as well. Once you've done that, it's going to go into your main lamp and it's going to cure for 60 seconds, okay?
So Annette, we've designed the tip adhesive specifically for this system. It's what we've got for the Pixie kit, so we recommend that you use that with these tips. Although with other tips we've obviously seen you can use fibre gel, Pure Flex, Builder gel, was no Reflex, I apologise.
You can use that other builder gels in conjunction with these tips.
Yeah.
It's just that our tip adhesive has been designed just to work with this system solely, and being clear as well, it gives you that option of, once you've filed the colour off and your clients come back for an infill, you can see the health of the nail, and kind of, because it's see-through.
Yeah, if you use a cover, you're going to not be able to see that natural nail health, are you?
Okay. Sorry, 60 seconds is such
It is
a long
60,
time.
yeah. Will you do a kit with the main lamp too? So we could.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I can't see why not. It's obviously going to put the price up a bit, but you know it'll all be there. So yeah, I can't see why not. Yep.
So I'm now taking the tip adhesive again. Dave gets to have some fun in a minute. So you don't want to put this all over the tip. You just want to kind of brush it in to where you know it's going to make contact with your nail to start with. So make sure you've got it everywhere.
Yeah, can I also say, Kelly picked up on this, but there is a label error in the timings and the directions on the tip adhesive bottle. It should say 60, it currently says 30. We've got some new labels coming which will replace those labels with.
So can you see, I've just put, can you see the tiny amount I've put in there?
Down a bit if you, wait, I think
kind of
you're,
there?
I've got to wait for it to come down.
Sorry.
So, down, well, stop, don't do what I say. Yeah, that's fine. You can see it there now.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I haven't put a lot in here. You don't need a lot. Okay, just a tiny little bit. So I'm going to position myself under the lamp, which is what I would do with my client anyway. I'm going to make sure that Dave doesn't press this until I
won't press it.
Kind of tell him. So I'm going to angle
Thanks,
it.
Yvonne.
Come in at almost a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to slowly press down. And then I'm going to say to Dave, yes please.
You're not under the lamp.
Oh, yeah. There we go. So I'm just holding that in place, making sure I've got kind of no bobbles or anything like that.
I set it for 10, is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Once that tip is on, I can carry on now and kind of do the rest. Once I've done all of them, we've got to remember we need to make sure that we do not leave these under cure. So this is when they have to go back into the main lamp.
60
For
seconds.
60 seconds. So I'm just going to do that now.
Yeah, that way then you get an absolute full cure all the way through and you know it's going to stay
Yeah,
put.
you want to make sure it's kind of like...
Remember, the Pixie is amazing, but it's a flash cure lamp. It's not a full cure lamp.
It's not going to cure all your products for you. It's going to flash cure them for you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it
will do
really
it.
well.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you did 3 lots of 20, it'd probably cure it perfectly well.
Yeah.
But we recommend you use the full lamp because time-wise, it's going to be quicker to do it like that because you can get a whole hand in there.
Exactly.
So in 60 seconds, you've done 5 nails instead of...
And one of the big things here is we don't want any undercuring with any of this.
Because A, it's going to break down your service, and B, that's not what this is designed for. You need it to cure all the way.
Yeah.
So you don't want any uncured product anywhere near the nail.
For the guys that have already had this and have been using this, they're absolutely loving it.
Lindsay's saying, why do you need the foot pedal? So the foot pedal is so you don't need 3 hands.
Yeah, so it just means if I'm kind of putting something on Dave, I can hold.
Fine, put that there and you can elbow that or whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, so I would usually have it on the floor. You can use your elbow to do it, but I can hold the tip, hold back the side walls, making sure that I'm not getting a mess everywhere. Hit it and hold still.
You don't have to move the client backwards and forwards into the light if you've got a permanent fixed light.
Yeah.
You don't have to faff with with a torch like this to try and make it work, or hold it in your teeth, or you know, it's just an absolutely perfect system.
It's really nice. I like it. I'm going to put this on the floor, but obviously you guys aren't going to be able to see it because the girls do it with their elbows and I can't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like to pedal on the floor.
Got enough cable there?
Yeah, I've got plenty. So if it's on the floor, I kind of hover above it. So if I'm like, I put the nail on to Dave, I've got him in position, turn it on, turn it off, goes to the next finger. So nail again, get him in shot, put the nail on, flash cure it, off. Do you see what I mean? It's so quick.
Yeah.
I can literally get everything in position and I'm not messing around. I'm not saying to Dave, right, can you press this, can you hold this, or I'm trying to turn my torch on and it's running the whole time so your battery runs out. But having that kind of foot pedal,
Yeah, it gives you control.
yeah,
And again, you don't need 3, 4, 5 hands. You just need 2 hands, like
Yeah.
you have got, and it gives you just ultimate control.
yeah, and that's what we love about this.
Yeah.
It's the ease of use, and your timing is so much
you'll
improved.
speed through a set of nails with that, because you're not. There's no faff. There's no awkwardness. There's no struggling to make it sort of work.
Yeah.
And it reduces the risk of the nail tip moving if you're moving your client slightly.
Yeah, if you're kind of doing this and kind of
Yeah.
trying to move your client around and position them underneath the lamp, that's when you kind of,
You go and nudge it slightly.
it's all
yeah.
over the place. But with this you don't.
No.
Oh, I should have probably go. So that's the tip on now. It's not going
Can you go
anywhere.
a bit closer.
Okay, and just see if I'm in shot. Am I in shot? Oh, I need to come down probably a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell them it's magic, Lindsay.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's
So
just Nailchemy
have
magic.
it under the table and go on,
Yeah.
off, on, off, like that.
Abracadabra.
Yeah. Lumos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Wouldn't it
mean?
be
It's-
so cool.
You could have a bit of fun with
Yeah,
this,
you
let's be
could,
honest.
yeah.
Once you got to this stage, this is completely ready to rock and roll. So the only thing I do is with a 240 or a 180, depending on which one you want to use, I just literally take off the very end because there's like a little bit, and then I get my 220 and I go over the entire tip. Remember, gel doesn't like shiny, so give it a buff and kind of make sure you've buffed all
Nice
that,
little
right?
path. What colour do you want? You've
Well,
got-
I'm not putting colour on.
Oh,
because
you're not?
I'm going to change them.
Oh, okay.
And then kind of give it a nice brush. Now, at this point, and this is really important, you can go straight on with your gel polish now. Straight on. Top coat, they're out the door. If you have a client that is particularly hard on their hands, like me, that I do use mine as tools, get your tip adhesive, do one nice layer, give it a 60-second cure, and then go in with your colour, and then that's just going to give it a little bit of added strength, and it's going to add maybe 4 minutes to your service. Can you take them off each time rather than infilling? 100%, yeah. If you're removing these, the one thing I always say is cut the tip off, kind of down to the natural now, if that makes sense. Remove your colour. If you're e-file trained, you can e-file. If not, you can do it by hand. Wrap in tin foil with acetone, and there you go. It's all done. You can infill these 100%. We only kind of recommend one infill. You can push to 2 with some clients, but monitor it and assess it, because the main thing you need to be concerned about is the balance of the nail. We want to make sure that that apex still stays in the same place, and that the nail doesn't start to look a little bit chunky down on the front edge, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Kelly made a good point. No more numbers
I know.
to fight off. They're down at
I
the
know,
cuticle
the
end.
number's gone, you can't see the numbers.
That's it. It's buried at the cuticle end.
Yeah.
No more filing them off. Or
Because I don't know if anyone else, I mean, I used to literally, if I can find my etching tool, I don't even know
This
where I
here.
put it. I used to get underneath here and sort of go and
Yeah,
try to get that number
that
off
out.
underneath, so I can't feel it on myself.
Eleanor, they're soak off. So our tip adhesive is 100% soak off
Yeah.
gel. So acetone,
Yeah, acetone and
just
remove
take
these.
it off.
But yeah, so what's in the box is
It's
pretty
Pixie.
spectacular. So you have,
Shall I zoom back out a little bit now?
yeah,
So that
you
we
might
can
have to have a
see.
look.